We're joined now via Skype by Dr. Tracy Weiland, author of the book Employed for Life, 21st Century Career Trends. And today we're talking all about job trends for 2016. Tracy, thanks for joining us today. Your first trend that you're predicting for this year is senior sensation. What do you mean by this?
That's right. In the United States, we're actually having a senior moment. 1 in 3 people are over the age of 50. In fact, economists project that aging globally is a $70 trillion business, which means this creates jobs. We have a market segment with a lot of needs, from living to how they spend their time to their interests and their health, and all of this creates jobs for people.
Yeah, you talk a little bit about living spaces and wellness. How are these creating jobs for people?
Absolutely. As we get older, we start to think about where are we going to live. Some of us will choose to retire at home, which means we need to retrofit our homes, bring in services, landscapers, cooks, home health aides. Some of us will choose to go to adult communities surrounded by special interests, such as tennis or golf or wine tasting. These are large communities with hotel services and on-staff medical. So where we spend our time and choose to live will directly impact future jobs. Wellness is very key. Our baby boomers are redefining retirement. They want to be more active, well, driving businesses and opportunities for jobs in occupational therapists, home health aides, nursing, now physical trainers, you name it, there's jobs created just by the fact that we're getting older.
And two more aspects you say that the senior sensation could help. You say travel and pet ownership. What kind of jobs can people find in these two things in terms of seniors?
That's right. Since we have time in our hands as we get older, we start to invest the time in our hobbies. Travel is a projected growth area just driven by retirees, both domestically and abroad. This drives jobs in transportation, airlines, buses, cruise liners, hotel services, resort services, and even travel planning services. And in terms of health and fitness, if you think about how we spend our time, we need more personal trainers and coaches and driving even things like wearable technology.
And you say security is a safe bet for 2016. What types of jobs in security do you think will be there for us this year?
You know, I say that sadly, security is a safe bet. Number one, counterterrorism. You see it in the headlines every day. In fact, I was just in New York and they were telling me they created a counterterrorism squad, which has never existed before, starting with 100 people and growing it to over 500 people this year. So I will see that, I project, to replicate across a lot of cities. You can see on the football games, the New Year's past events, cities are beefing up security. So that opens up doors for physical security, both in the public sector and in the private sector. And the third area is really all about cybersecurity. I talked a lot about it last year, but then we had so many more breaches that people are paying attention, and it will increase job hiring over 12-fold over the next few years. And these are anyone who can combat bots and hackers, really ethical hackers, but also it spawns a whole new delivery of types of services. Anything from sales, marketing, administration, and operation jobs always tag along with these new categories.
Now, each year you cover technology. What are some of the technology trends you see for this year?
That's right. And by the way, the CES show, which is the largest consumer electronics show, is going on right now in Las Vegas, and it is enormous. And some of the trends is artificial intelligence. There's a lot of investment going into artificial intelligence. Just think about your smartphone will get smarter and talk back to you, and this creates a lot of jobs, not only for the computer programmers, but again for auxiliary jobs, which is people who market the services, sell the services, people who run the firms. So a big bet is artificial intelligence. There's also robotics and drones. It started off as a consumer type of product. In fact, my nephew just got a drone, but it's even bigger now. There's launching amazing opportunities for people who can actually train people to use drones, people who can use the drones and pilot the drones, because it's about surveillance. It can be used in weather, it can be used in farming, it can be used in military. So we see a lot of opportunities in the whole area of drones.
Blue collar and skilled workers, another one of your trends for 2016.
Yes, in fact, this keeps coming up in the research reports as a high growth area, projection of over 40% of the jobs. We need people really to take care of our homes and our infrastructure. In the homes, it's plumbers, electricians, people to fix our air conditioning. In the hospitals, it's all of the technicians. And then the infrastructure across the United States. You think about it, it's the roads, trains, buses, air, power supply, dams. These are infrastructure will not go away even though we live in a digital world, and we need people. It doesn't always mean that you need a college degree, but you certainly need to have some skill or certification, and there's a number of jobs just open in those categories.
And finally, you say being your own boss will be a trend this year. Tell us about micropreneurs.
Sure. Micropreneurs and micro-businesses are about half of where we are employed in the United States. And I see our millennials really driving this whole category. They're looking at the corporate treadmill, as they call it, and saying, I don't want to do what my parents did. I don't want to be in the formalized workforce and corporation in a cubicle. Rather, I want to own my own work-life balance, own my income, and own my future, in essence, being employed for life. And our millennials are really driving this philosophy that we can, in a digital world, create our own portfolio careers. Yes, some might be Uber drivers, or some might be doing Airbnb. That's popular with the senior set. But you have platforms like eBay, Zazzle, Elance, where you can actually develop and create businesses using digital platforms. And so I think you'll look at more people want to have ownership of their own jobs, and we have more ability today to do that.
All right. Dr. Tracy Weiland, thank you so much. A lot of great information, like always. Thank you so much.